Shalawam. I'm your brother Yahawah from the branch of GMS, South Carolina Midlands. And before I start off, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, HaQadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. And Shalawam to you hopeful elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalawam. Jake ain't learned yet. Alright. You always have a Edomite friend group. And there's always that one Jake, looming around him, trying to fit in. Alright, not knowing that these Edomites, alright, these devils, they have a biblical spiritual hatred towards you, man. Okay? We are the seed of the righteous. They are the seed of the wicked. And that hatred goes back to the beginning, dealing with our forefathers, Jacob and Esau. Okay? Us Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, true biblical Israelites, according to the seed of your father, pursuing the Numbers 1 and 18, we have the kingdom of heaven and everything, dominion in the planet earth forever, immortality that's coming to us. And whether these devils know it or not, they have a biblical spiritual hatred against us. And you Israelites, with this knowledge being out, this truth being out, start with our elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone. You Jakes need to wisen up, man. Alright, you need to know who your enemy is, your biblical enemy is, which is the Edomites, so-called white men. Alright? And the rest of the heathen nations, they are your enemies, man. Okay? As you can see here, a report, and this is over the 4th of July weekend. Prayers up. A search continues for missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells after disappearance in Mississippi. Alright, and I believe earlier in the year, I forget what university, it might have been Delta State. If I'm not mistaken, you had a Jake that was, they call it a so-called suicide, but you had a Jake that was hanging from a tree on campus. Now we know that Jake ain't out here, hanging themselves, man, offing themselves in that manner. So we know it's some foul play, but every time it's some, foul play, and we know it's foul play, they always label it a suicide. These devils have that ancient biblical hatred against us Israelites, and you Jakes need to wisen up. Do not put yourself in position, alright, surrounded, congregated around Edomites, and you the only Jake there. Okay? And go into the weekend and, get drunk around them, out on the boat, at the lake, some secluded area, okay, to where you come up missing, man. It says a search continues for 18-year-old Nolan Wells after disappearance in Mississippi. His friends aren't sharing info on what happened, and so-called friends, more than likely they're the one are guilty of Jacob's blood, man. Okay, probably in one of their backyards or somewhere at the bottom of the lake. Okay, because Jay don't understand who their enemy is, man. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And this speaking about, these devils, man, these Edomites. Okay, no matter how so-called friendly you think they are, okay, is always going to result in them being the wicked and the devil that the Lord created them to be. They always going to end up stabbing you in the back, using you for what they can use you for, and disposing of you. All right, hell, look at the entertainment, music, okay, sports. Look at all those different fields to where Jake get used for their talent, and once they no good, Esau dispose of them. Hell, look at Jake when they joined Esau Edom's military, that army. All right, howbeit, whatever branch of the military, and Esau, once Esau is done with you, you know, he disposed of you, leave you with no benefits. You're all messed up, or it's hard to get benefits or aid. Okay, because he is the wicked, he is the devil, he is your enemy, man. Never trust him. All right, look at the time of the 2020 when he had the juice pack, saying that so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans need to go first. No, he's your enemy. He had plans. War was in his heart, man. Okay, let me look that up. War was in, should be in the book of Psalms. It's like Old Testament. It's the book of Psalms. Is that 49 or 55? Alright. The whole point is, don't trust these devils, man. Okay? And the scriptures put you up on game time after time after time. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Yeah. So-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans need to take the jump shot first. Alright? You know, thinking he gonna help you, but meanwhile, war was in his heart. The whole time on his mind was to delete you so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, man. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay? And you gonna understand it in the future times to come, where this devil is about to bring about a false flag, collapse the system, collapse the dollar, and he's gonna bring a so-called saving grace, bring solution to the problems that he created by way of the mark of the beast. Alright? And pretending that he's gonna aid you, when the whole while he plans to take you from your power. You take that mark, you destined for destruction. You will be destroyed in the lake of fire by way of nuclear destruction, man. Okay? But on a personal level with these Israelites out here, man, that want to be the eyeball out in the midst of these Edomites, trying to fit in. Stop trying to fit in with your enemy, man. Okay? Now Jake missing. MIA. More than likely in the spiritual realm, man. These devils is bloody men. Alright? Sirach 12:10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, he pretend to be a friend, pretend like he'll help you, pretend like he's there for you. You know, he might even give you a few things. But the gift destroyed the heart. Okay? Jake think, oh, that's a good white man. That's a good Edomite. Ain't no such thing as a good Edomite. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And why should you beware of him? Because he's your enemy. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. He's still the same devil. Yes, the same devils that lynched us back and not too long ago, still lynching us today, present day. He's the same red man, same wicked devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay? Beware of him. Okay? Now, in our day-to-day walk, we got to work amongst them. We handle our business. We around these devils. We around these heathens. And even 2/3 that are enemies on this side. Okay? But we live peaceably among them. That's a commandment. Romans 12:18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. And that means even the heathen, even these devils, even Esau. Okay? We out here just mean mugging and you know, we not letting the left hand know what the right do, man. Okay, we Clark Kent mode, and we live peaceably. You know, we're law-abiding citizens, man. Okay, but in our mind, we walk with wisdom. We know that these devils are our enemies, man. All right, we do not put them in no type of positions to show us that he is the devil. Okay, that includes going to a 4th of July celebration with just you and those devils on the water, on their boat, more than likely, alone, drunk, probably, more than likely, and now you missing. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 12:12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he standeth up in thy place. And you know they envy you. Alright, they envy you, because like I said, it goes back to the blessing. You being Jacob, you being Israel, it's a spiritual thing. Okay? You know, Jake, Israel, we're favored of Yahawashi. We're the people of the Lord. So we can dance, we can sing, we can cook, we do everything. We got flavor. We're Israelite. And the Lord ain't, miss nothing with Jake. In comparison to the heathen nations, we are superior. Okay, they women, they women love us. Okay, so they already envy you, right? Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand. Yeah, you being all buddy. You know, thinking he, you might be having intentions that he your friend, or you might do right by him, but hey, you better understand you friends with the devil. Lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, and such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner, and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? And more than likely, Jake, caught up in all types of madness, vanity, foolishness. Alright? You already know how these devils operate, man. Okay? But Jake, you in the midst of it. You caught up all up in the folly and doing that which Yahawashi is displeased in, or tap dancing and cooning for them, man. Okay? Whole while they got plans to take you out, man. Okay? But nonetheless, I ain't gonna make this lesson long. Jakes, learn your lesson, man. Know who your enemy is. Okay? Because soon, if you don't know by now, if you don't know who your enemy is by now, you about to learn. You about to know. You about to learn, man. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Woe means destruction, misery, trouble. For the devil, Diablos, alright, the man that plays the role of the devil, which is Esau, Edom, so-called white man, starting with the wicked elite. Okay? For the devil is come down unto you, the false accuser, the slanderer, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Alright? And this is just on a low level. You amongst these devils thinking that they're your friend. And whole while they plotting and scheming for whatever reason. And we know it all goes back to the blessing. Alright, that biblical hatred that he has towards you, pursuant to Ezekiel the 35th chapter. Okay? He plans on putting his blessing of the sword towards you, Jake. Okay? And on a grander level, alright, on a wider scale, the wicked elite, man. The wicked elite got plans to micro-C-hip the world, micro-C-hip you Israelites, us Israelites, take us from our power so we won't serve Yahawashi, so we won't know the truth, so he won't call him out. Okay? And if you don't confide or comply and take that mark and conform to his system, he gonna seek to put you to death. So if you don't know that Esau is your enemy, by now you're gonna know it soon, man. Lord, word is edifying to the spirit and the power of Yahawashi to you, hopeful elect. Alright, and as it pertains into you getting pulled over by a cop, a Edomite cop, or howbeit, it could be a Jake or a heathen. But speaking on an Edomite cop, you know they want to blow your head off, Jake. Okay? The scriptures give you wisdom on how to operate even in that, man. Okay? Agree with thine adversary. Agree with the New Testament. Yep. Matthew 5:25. Okay? Use wisdom, man. Alright? Agree with thine adversary quickly, while thou art in the way with him. You get pulled over, comply. Give him your ID. Comply. Don't be like these jakes. I ain't giving you nothing. Call your supervisor. Oh, you gonna have to pull me out the car. Then next thing you know, your windows busted out. Now you on the floor, on the concrete. Okay? Liable, these devils, they trigger happy, man. So the scriptures giving us wisdom how to operate amongst our enemies, man. Least at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily, truly, I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence till thou hast paid the uttermost farthing. Okay? So you have to pay bail, you're going to have to go through all the trouble when you could have just agreed with thine adversary and know who you're dealing with. Use wisdom. So, Lord was edified to the elect. With that I say, Shalawam to the hopeful elect. Jake ain't learned yet, man, but they about to.